Breath of twilight caresses the air. The river mist hangs sweet and fair. The evening swallows, they whisper their tune, dancing on the moon. Why have the stars called us here?
Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Songwriters Alive, Monday nights at 7 o'clock Eastern Time on YouTube Rocking the Valley. And I copied the link out to Tom Cooney's page, and you can view it that way too. Thank you for joining us every week. This is an original music series. It focuses on a regional artist from the greater Philadelphia, greater Lehigh Valley area in Pennsylvania. And it's original music and creative, positive talk. Our special guest tonight for a video watch party, a band I'm really proud to be a member of. It is the Acoustic Blues Project. And you can see them on your screen now as I've stopped my title share. And we've got Earl Andrews. Hey, Earl.
How are you doing, Tom?
Good to see you.
So cool to see you.
Good to see you. Leon Bonam is here as well. Hey, Leon.
Hey.
Outstanding. Great to see you guys. Been in this band with these guys for a few years. It started out as a jam band, and we started hosting a jam and open mics and stuff. And then we said, why not gig? And so we've been doing that for quite a bit for a few years as well. And blues is a great form of original music. And it's something we enjoy writing and sharing with everyone. How are you guys doing this holiday week?
I'm, I don't know.
Speechless.
It's not like any other week has been, so.
It's different. Yeah, it is.
It's been a weird few weeks. The whole feeling of everything is different, but hanging in there. Miss playing though. Really do miss playing.
Yeah, I do too. Definitely miss playing with you guys.
Those people who are out there playing, please stay safe. I mean, they're dwindling. The numbers are dwindling as far as venues, but still stay safe out there.
Yeah, very much. Yeah, and this is, when COVID started back in February, and beginning of March, I decided to start to live stream for the first time. So I've been doing a weekly show Tuesdays at 4:00 called 3 Songs for Prometheus. It's a short half hour. It's on YouTube. I link it off my Facebook page, Tom Cooney, and it's original music with some chat, share, and some useful information. And I dipped my toes in there, and I said, this is kind of fun. It was unnerving. I'd never done it, but it's a lot of fun. And then I started this series, and this is the 11th episode of Songwriters Alive. And I've never done an interview show or a podcast, so I've been learning the ropes and making the rookie mistakes. And I just figured it'd be great to have you guys on, because the music is good. You guys play great music, and we play great music together. And the banter is good whenever we're together. You can never shut any of us up, as far as I can tell. Except right now.
Being the bass player, I just kind of hide in the background.
That's Leon. He plays bass. That's all he says. Yeah, I'm Leon.
Yeah, but don't get him going, though. Don't get him. He is too much. So anyway, our first shout out, but we're going to get to our first video right away. But our first shout out, since our broadcaster is Rocking the Valley, is to someone who has supported us all along and has just been behind us and said, yeah, you guys should form a band. Yeah, you guys should go do this. Yeah, radio shows are good. Podcasts are good. And that is Steve Jones. Steve, thanks, man. What do you guys have to say to Steve?
Thanks,
Hey, Steve. Thanks.
Yeah, you've done a lot of work, man. A lot of work. Asked for a lot of help, but you've done most of it by yourself anyway. So kudos to you, Steve.
Awesome.
And it's continuing through all this pandemic too, which is very good for everyone concerned. So,
yeah,
to you, Steve.
You, Steve. Thank you. Yeah, it is. We are definitely lighting a candle versus cursing the darkness. We are trying to spread the positive energy, and everyone else who's doing this with all these live stream shows. Not for Coltrane goes on this channel as well, and Mike is just a great guy in terms of spreading positive energy. And by all means, later on in the evenings and later on during the week, when you see these touring artists playing, make sure that you support them because they cannot tour hardly at all right now. So they need your help. So in addition to us early in the week, early in the evening shows where you come listen to us, thank you. Make sure you're still supporting all those folks who rely on this for their daily dollar. We wish them the best also. We know a lot of them. We really do. And also thanks to all the new folks at Rocking the Valley, to Angie and the new tech help from Tony Dumont. Tony's a whiz. We always appreciate Tony's help. Definitely. I'm going to switch out and share another screen. Let me get that open to the full page.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please give a warm welcome to the Acoustic Blues Project.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Heavy weather brewing, black clouds are rolling in the air. cocaine. That ancient highway, she's whispering my name. And in my guitar, in my walking kid, it hurts coming, roll hard blues again. Well, way before sunrise, the blues been creeping round. They chasing me to this sweet little town. Way before sunrise, the blues been creeping round. It hurts coming, it's coming on down. I said, big hurts coming, coming on down. Thank you so much. Original.
Earl, I got to tell you, your harmonica playing on that was killer. It was killer.
Oh, I always wonder if it sounds any good the second time I hear it. So thank you very much.
Oh, that note hit at the end in the last verse. Just wow.
Oh, thanks. Well, it was good vibes. It was good vibes. It was the beginning of I think we were number 1 or 2.
Juan, we opened the festival.
We
yeah.
opened. So there was nobody there. So having nobody there made it so much simpler to play, in front of an audience. But it fills up fast. By the
Yeah,
time
it
we
does.
get
It filled
set.
up during our set. Yeah,
Yeah, it was neat. But it was good energy. I like that.
it was great.
And I miss the biggest part of playing with all of you guys is just hearing the key, and then that's all we get.
Yeah.
We're playing G minor, so deal with it. That's what we get. That's
Yeah.
what I miss the most.
Earl's introducing one of Leon's techniques. He starts playing the bass line for the next song, doesn't announce it, and says, "We're in G minor, guys."
Right?
I do.
Oh, too much. I got to tell you, that video was by an unofficial videographer in the greater Lehigh Valley area, Bob Robertson. He goes to all these places and festivals like that one. He's got this gorgeous camera, and you can tell by his eyes. He has fun, and a shout out to Bob Robertson. Thank you so much. Very nice that he said we can use that video, and just a nice guy. It's really so. I got to tell you. So we're gonna learn a little bit about our guest. I'm going to ask I'm going to ask a question, then I want each of you to answer it separately. Then we'll go on to the next question, kind of like an interview show, like "What's my line?"
Oh, my heart.
What was your first instrument?
Who?
Both of you, one at a time, preferably.
I would say guitar was my first. Poorly throughout the years. I always have one, but I never learned how to play it much better than I do. But it's good enough for me.
Okay. And about how old were you?
Junior high.
Junior high, good, yeah.
Yeah, our first gig was a assembly at Robb Junior High School, where we played White Room, some heavy duty music back then. That's as far as I got, one band with a guitar. So.
Wow. And did you do like any school choir or any of that stuff?
I was in school choir till the end of high school. Yeah. Probably now that I think of it, probably all the way through Union Terrace and elementary school, I was in the choir.
Now, your dad was a pastor in Allentown. Did you sing in the choir there too?
Yep, until probably I was 18.
Wow.
Yeah.
Baritone.
I was also an acolyte.
Wow.
The big time kind of up there with the candle.
Yeah. So were you a baritone?
Mostly a tenor until I got to tenor 2, and then I was bass 1 by the end of high school.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, did a
Hey,
lot of rum pum pum pums.
yeah. Good time.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yep.
Hey, Leon, what was your first instrument?
Guitar.
Yeah. Wow. About
Yeah,
how
I
long?
was about 13 or 14.
Yeah.
Mm.
Cool.
Dad took us down to Calle Concepción Jerónima número 2 in Madrid, España.
Oh, Madrid, beautiful town.
Yes. And that address is for Ramirez Guitar Shop.
Oh, you should genuflect when you say that's world famous stuff.
Yeah, well, what can I say? So, sister and I got guitars, and first off, our piano teacher was supposed to start teaching us guitar, but then one of Segovia's students became our teacher for a while.
Wow.
Yeah, well, we didn't learn that much. It was one of those. I get a lot of people, how the hell or whatever do you sing and play bass at the same time? Well, it's kind of like at first I could either play guitar or I could sing. We had like an hour's bus ride from where we lived to the school. So we'd sit around on the bus, play guitars, and you had your choice. I could either sing or I could play guitar, but I couldn't do both at once.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. So
Yeah, well, some people never get over that. B.B. King never learned how to sing and play at the same time.
do you know that, Leon? I did not know that until you pointed that out to me a few years ago, that he sang between his short solo bursts.
Yep.
Wow.
Fluently.
Oh,
That's the
good.
key.
He could do a lot with that one root note, man. He could kill it.
Yeah.
Hey, it is Songwriters Alive. It's Monday night at 7:00. This is Tom Cooney. I'm the host. We're here with the Acoustic Blues Project. That's Leon Bonam, and that's Earl Andrews. And we're on YouTube, Rocking the Valley, and YouTube, Tom Cooney, linked off my Facebook page as well. Thanks for joining us every Monday night. We all hope you and yours are safe and well and trying to be as positive as possible and planning as much of a good Thanksgiving week as you can. And, hopefully we've got like 2 or 3 Zoom calls planned for Thanksgiving Day. One of them is actually with my brother-in-law, where we're actually going to be sitting down and having dessert and coffee with him. So it's going to be an eating and drinking thing. So hopefully folks are doing what they can. Hey, I wanted to show a couple of photographs first while we're doing this. Before we get to our next song, we're going to get to our next song in a second. You should see a photo of us. Do you see it?
Yes, I do.
Yepper.
Let me go full screen on this. Come on.
And
There you
thank
go.
goodness there are no baby shots.
Yeah. All right. So here's the quiz. What is this place? You know it.
Looks like Hava Java to me.
It is a Hava Java Cafe in Allentown, where we met, where we hung out, and where we hosted. And it's home away from home. And that is definitely a place that we miss. Totally. There's one of our early title pictures.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, that's outside Hava Java with the reflection of the beautiful movie theater and a theater building across the street. What's the name of that gorgeous theater again? The building?
Civic Theater.
The Civic Theater. Thank you, Earl. On 19th Street. We got to see all the rehab work happen. Hey, there's George Van Doren. That's Earl's cousin. Speaking of folks who have sat in with us. A wonderful trumpet player. Every Veterans Day and Memorial Day, George picks a quiet spot in Allentown, a small monument, and he plays taps.
Mm-hmm.
And he posts it on Facebook. And I tell you, it is such a moving thing, Earl.
I've watched it every time. It's eventually I'll see it during the day, and I'll just be able to take that moment with George. Very well done.
Yeah, yeah. You know, this is probably a good time to really quickly mention some of the other folks whose paths we have crossed, that we've sat in with them and they've sat in with us and covered for us. And probably Frank Porter is one of the first ones. Yeah, yeah. Frank is wonderful and always so positive. It is great to sit in with him, or him to sit in with us. He's just a guest. Love Frank Porter. What are some of the other guys?
We had Joe Mack for a while, for a couple.
Oh, the wonderful guitarist Joe Mack, great R&B
Yeah.
guitarist. Yeah, shout out to
Yep.
Joe Mack for sure.
Tom Walls.
Tom Walls we see around quite a bit. What a good picker! What a good acoustic picker! Wow. Yeah, Chris London.
Yes, Chris London.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Chris is up in the Stroudsburg area. It's a great,
Randy Lippincott
yeah.
and
John
Oh.
Colgan Davis.
yeah, John Colgan Davis.
Yeah, some
Fabulous harp player.
Philly blues royalty there. I tell you, we were
Right.
honored to have them sitting in with us. Like all musicians, you're lucky to run across people, and it's just a fantastic thing. Shout outs to everyone that we've sat in with, or they've sat in with us. Hey, let's get on to our next tune here. This is a quick cover we've got Leon doing.
Yeah, let's fade back to some standard stuff. In A.
That's all I get. That's all I get. You know that. It's not a name.
Thank you, Earl.
Just some song in A.
Okay, hey, at least it's not B flat minor.
I don't have that tonight.
You don't have that tonight. Uh-oh.
No.
All right. A trippy song. If you ever get the urge to travel west, take my way, highway that's the best. Get your kicks out on Route 66. Well, it wanders from Chicago to LA, over 2,000 miles along the way. Get your kicks out on Route 66. Well, you go through St. Louis, Joplin, Missouri, Oklahoma City is mighty pretty. See Amarillo, Gallup, New Mexico, Flagstaff, Arizona, don't forget Winona, Kingman, Barstow, San Bernardino. Get here to this timely tip when you make that California trip. Get your kicks out on Route 66. Hit it twice, Earl.
State Highway, that's the best. Get your kicks out on Route 66 to the 5. Get your kicks out on Route 66. One more time. Get your kicks out on Route 66. Thank you, thank you, thank you all. Very good.
Hey, yeah, that was the Whitehall, Pennsylvania Public Library, third Monday of the month open mic series, sponsored by the library, and the organizer for the series in the library is none other than Chris Andrews, and the ongoing host of that series is none other than Earl Andrews, one of our guests tonight. Earl, a great thing you guys have had going there for a long time, and that's just kind of how did that get started up?
It was about 4 years ago. They just wanted to have something at night to bring adults, kids into the library, and I had gone to Godfrey Daniels and a couple other open mics, and I thought, well, sure. So they eventually bought a PA system, and the rest is history, as they say.
Hey, we're coming right up on the half hour just about here. This is Songwriters Alive with Tom Cooney every Monday night at 7 o'clock on Rocking the Valley YouTube and Tom Cooney YouTube. And don't forget to follow the restream when it's in the posts or on any of our YouTube pages. And it is just great to have you here. Our guests this week are my compadres in our band, the Acoustic Blues Project, with Earl Andrews and Leon Bonam. We're wishing you all a great and safe and happy Thanksgiving week here. I've got a couple of other photographs I'm going to show before we get on to some more stuff. All right, so where's that, guys?
Hellertown,
Very good.
the
Deck Park.
The Relay for Life. Here's a great shot of us at the Jetport. We were guests on Josie's show, right? For
Yes,
this
it
one?
was.
Yep.
Dynamic Divas, I think it was.
Yeah, and this photograph is by John
Millington.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is a tougher one. Where's this one?
Blue Mountain Summit.
Wow. How did you get that?
Because of the dartboard.
Yeah, I was going to say the dartboard.
I remember that. We had to dodge the darts a lot, tomatoes and stuff. Yeah.
That looks like Porch Fest
In what town?
in Easton.
Very good. You guys have not missed one. This is unbelievable. So we're tied at 450 points each heading into the bonus round. Mike Duck, Not for Coltrane, had invited us onto that. This one's going to be easy because this is one of our first gigs.
Oh, yeah.
Bush Stock.
For the Monroe County Diabetes Association fundraiser every fall.
Patrizzo. John Patrizzo.
John Patrizzo. Thank you. Wow, I got that mixed up. And of course, Chris London helps out in that one as well.
Yeah.
And speaking of the Mermaid, that's Make Music Upper Perk.
Yes, it is.
That's Make Music Up International Make Music Day. These tiny venues in the Upper Perkiomen Valley. This one you should get.
Oh, yes. Steel Sax. With special guest.
Tell us who.
Cheshire Brown.
Charlie Brown, the great R&B vocalist Charlie Brown. We got to back up Charlie. We had our own set at Arts Quest, but we got to back up Charlie, and wow, what an honor that was.
That was cool.
He's got some pipes, man. He really does. Hey, thanks for playing along, guys, and thanks for playing along at home. That is a lot of fun, going back through the photographs of different places that we've played, and just a cool thing. And on a somewhat serious note, we've talked about this before. You know what it means for us, because we play a lot of different music. What it means for us that somehow the blues got their hooks into us. There's something about the blues. How did the blues kind of get their hooks in you guys?
Being from the deep South, it just kind of comes naturally and stems off of gospel choir music. And
Now your point is great though, Leon, about especially with your background and where you grew up. The blues came out of field holler. It came out of the African American experience, and it is one of the most important, huge roots of American music. Everything it merged up into gospel and R&B and rock and roll. Just amazing.
Well, let's see. My sister is 6 years older, so in very many ways, I lived a little bit of vicariously through Leon's 60s, 68s. I'm a child of the 70s, technically, but I still got to hear Janis Joplin and Fleetwood Mac and Clapton and the British and everything else before I would normally hear it. And I remember it was probably high school. It was the one Johnny Winter lick that just went, oh yeah, that's how it sounds like.
Yeah, there's a lot of great blues.
Yeah, and then that just segued right into Edgar Winter, who played or still does play the saxophone.
Yeah.
And that was just, oh my God, saxophone and brass and the blues. Wow. And then you hear Paul Butterfield and you're hooked.
Oh wow.
That's how I did it.
Yeah, it's amazing. Just amazing. There are a lot of great Philadelphia blues artists as well. We'll try to take a peek at a page later about that. Hey, let's get right back onto another song back from the Whitehall Public Library set. Here we go.
About a blues and egg. Now we're going to do MacArthur's Park.
MacArthur Park.
Someone left
The cake out in the rain.
All 12 birds
They take it because it took so long to bake it. And I'll never have the recipe again.
And he probably knows every word.
Now, here's a question. If you already had the recipe, how are you not going to ever have the recipe again? Because you probably read it somewhere.
The recipe.
Did you? Was it? Good evening, Mr. Phelps.
Well,
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, will be to bake this cake. And as soon as
And
you've read
put it
the
in the
recipe,
it's in the cake. Yes, that's right.
it's in the cake. The recipe is in the cake, along with the files and the jail cell keys. And
Okay.
okay, now
Any jail? Any jail?
A.
Any jailhouse?
This is another original composition I wrote. This one's called Floats Like a Stone.
We all know how well stones float.
Red sky in the morning, blue heart at night. Ooh, red sky in the morning, blue heart at night. These crimson blues, this uphill life. Indigo soul got me feeling alone. Indigo soul got me feeling alone. was a young boy. Well, I live what I learned. I think everybody, they live what they learn. Don't trust nobody. All love I spurn. Born under the steel blue eyes, baby, you get burned. No solace, no place to call home. No silence, no place to call home. My burdensome heart, it flows like a stone. My burdensome heart floats like a stone.
That was Floats Like a Stone from the Acoustic Blues Project at the Whitehall Public Library series we had mentioned before. And let me see, we're coming up on 3/4 of past the hour, so we're at about 7:45. We're going to take it around the quarter pole, take it to the home stretch. This is Songwriters Alive with Tom Cooney every Monday night on YouTube, Rocking the Valley, YouTube Tom Cooney, linked off a Facebook page. It is a weekly show, and it is original music, except we slipped in a cover on you tonight. And it is also talk about songwriting and a little bit of talk about the craft on that one. Probably my only songwriting comment I'd make on the stuff you've heard of mine tonight is on the first one, Big Hurt Blues. As you guys know, the biggest phrase in blues is "I woke up this morning," da 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 da. And when I started to write that song, I was thinking about that phrase, and I said, you know what? The blues are around probably before sunrise comes up. And that's how the first line came out. Way before sunrise, the blues are creeping around. They followed me to this sweet little town. So, it's a little spin on things. You try to do that as a songwriter sometimes. And Floats Like a Stone, another spin on things, trying to put a historically negative character into being honest about their blues. So it's probably the only thing that I'd say about that. We do a lot of standard-based blues, 12-bar blues for all you other songwriters and musicians in the audience. We do a little bit of tech talk each week. We do blues variations. We do jazz blues as well. And we do a little bit of R&B, don't we, guys? We sneak in some other stuff sometimes.
Just give me the key. Just give me the key.
We've got a couple of quick screens to share with you, some of the folks and foundations that we like and we want you to always consider sharing and supporting. That is the foundation, folks out in the audience, as a lot of folks know. That's blues.org. They keep the blues alive. They help musicians. They fund old help homes and emergency funding for musicians that fall on hard times. If you really want to help the blues, keep it alive and help folks who need help, blues.org. Locally, of course, the Lehigh Valley Blues Network is on Facebook. And that's a group that's been around for a while. So that's a group you can ping out and keep in touch with. Also on Facebook, the Philly Blues Society, a big society, over 2,000 members. It'd be really, really active society. They had started back in 2012, I believe. They've been around for quite a bit. So again, folks closer to the Philly area, that's another good place. The Jersey Shore Jazz and Blues Foundation, that's JBF.org. If you're over toward the Jersey side, you've got a great foundation over there that's very active and is doing virtual stuff and host concerts when everyone's outdoors and everything. So keeping your mind over there. If you're interested in the Blues Hall of Fame Pennsylvania page, there's a great page on that too, blueshalloffame.com. Then just look for Pennsylvania. And there is a great long list of artists that you'll see. And they have pictures.
I know those guys.
What's that?
Scroll down. I know those guys.
These guys right here.
Yeah. Know all of them.
The Slidewinder Blues Band.
Yepper.
There's going to be a lot of folks that you know on this page. There's Paul Boddy.
Yep.
Tim Perks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Nick Trill.
Yep.
Of course, Mike Matalia. I know you guys know Mike Matalia.
Oh, may he rest in peace.
Yeah. And of course, Sister Blue. Wow. So as you can see, a great site, Blues Hall of Fame. A big shout out to Johnny Meister from WXPN Radio. Just about everyone knows him as the Word, the man. He's been doing it on XPN since 1977. What an ear. He knows every kind of blues, and his shows are just like going to school. Big shout out to Johnny Meister. Johnny has a big shout out to the favorite local artists that he loves down here. And you'll recognize them. Deb Callahan, of course, Lonnie Shields, Georgie Bonds, Mikey Jr., the Dukes of Destiny, Vanessa Collier. So that's the other nice part of what Johnny Meister does. He keeps an eye on all of the local blues artists. I can't say enough about that. And of course, the big festival, it's a lot of fun. It's up at Nescapac, just off I-80, heading towards Scranton. So it's only probably an hour and a half from Lehigh Valley at most. They just announced very recently their dates, July 8th, 9th, and 10th, 2021. And they got all of this year's artists to sign up to come back. So again, just a really quick shout out, folks, of all the different kinds of resources. Folks, help keeping the blues alive and make sure that you're helping keep the blues alive too. So this is our first ever video watch party. Until the technology catches up for live virtual Zoom of people playing and jamming at different locations. There's a little bit of software that does it, but not real well right now. So that's why this is a video watch party. It's our first one. Guys, before we go to our last tune, I want to thank you for coming on. It is great to see you. Thanks for making this a great show. Miss you guys, and have a great holiday week to you and yours.
You too, everybody. We've historically had these guys over for Thanksgiving, which we can't do this year for obvious reasons. So we're going to miss that. But we'll be thinking of everybody during the holidays. Sooner or later, we'll get back. We'll get back.
Yeah, we'll get back. You two have a joyous and safe holiday.
All right, well, let's head out on our last tune. And thanks again to Steve Jones and Rocking the Valley and Tony Dumont back in the studio. This has been Songwriters Alive with Tom Cooney. Our guest this week, the Acoustic Blues Project, our first ever video watch party. Everyone out there have a safe, happy, and positive Thanksgiving week. We're going to go out on a Leon Bonham tune. Thank you so much.
He's just a youngster. This one came to me one night. Got the blues in the morning, I've got the blues at night. Blues in the morning, I've got the blues at night. Know the woman I love don't know how to treat me right. I come home in the evening, my house is cold and dark. Home in the evening, my house, it's cold and dark. My woman can't be found. She must be somewhere on a line. Tell about her, Earl. Love my woman with all my heart and soul. Love my woman with all my heart and soul. You know her body's warm, but her heart is cold. So I've got the blues in the morning, I've got the blues at night. Blues in the morning, I've got the blues at night. Know the woman I love, she don't know how to treat me right.
Never do that again. Never go out drinking. What? Never go out drinking. It's obvious.
That was the Acoustic Blues Project at the Whitehall Public Library. And that's a wrap for our show. Thanks, Acoustic Blues Project fellow band members, for being on this week. Be
Thank
well.
you very much for having us.
Great to see you guys. Great to see you, Earl. Great to see you, Leon.
Hey, great to
Nice
see
to
you,
see you.
Tom, Earl.
All right, great. Hey, Steve Jones back in the studio.
Steve.
We're a wrap here.
I have my mic off. Okay, great. Good seeing you guys, Earl, Leon, Tom, once again. Thank you very much, guys. Have a great Thanksgiving. In spite of what's going on, I'm sure you will. And be safe and be well.
Breath of twilight caresses the air. The river mist hangs sweet and fair. The evening swallows, they whisper their tune, dancing on the moon. Why have the stars called us here?